Hey, it's Christine Faulkner with Cava&Faulkner, Elk Grove Living Trust lawyer, Sacramento estate attorney. Thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of The Daily with Christine. I listened to a presentation this morning and I was so fired up. I wanted to talk about it in my own video. It has nothing to do with lawyering. It has nothing to do with the law, but listen in. If you are a business owner, if you are a lawyer, if you are a professional who has to do public speaking, this so resonated with me that I thought I want to do a video series, a little mini series on this. So if you are a business owner or professional who has to give public speeches or do public speaking, definitely stay to the end because we are going to talk about some strategies from Matt Abrahams, who is a lecturer at the Stanford School of Business. Matt is also an author of Speak Up Without Freaking Out. I love that. And so I'm going to give you 7 strategies on how to deal with anxiety of public speaking in both goal-based presentations and or anxieties and audience-based anxieties. So stay tuned to the end to get all of that great information. So have you ever felt anxious to go do any kind of live presentation, whether it is a speech, any kind of performance, and you just have this fear of not being good enough? There's a couple of different kinds of fears that you can have. So one type of fear is goal-based fear. So what is that? That is a fear of future negative outcomes. So I remember when I was doing live presentations, for me, that was this fear of having invested time and money to advertise and come to present, and that the outcome might not be what I really need it to be, what I really want it to be, which is basically getting clients and making money. And so that is a fear of a future outcome. And it can really hamstring you in being an effective speaker. So let me know if you've ever experienced that, because I'm guessing that you probably have. So we've all heard in the last year how important it is to be mindful, meaning bringing yourself back to the present. So tip number 1, bring yourself back to the present. Don't be thinking about future outcomes. Bring yourself into the now. And one of the ways that you can do that is by remembering the value that you can bring to people. So stop focusing on what you're going to get and focus on what you're going to give and how people can benefit from either the performance that you're about to give them or the information that you have to share. So bring yourself back to the present, number 1. Number 2, get physical. Do some jumping jacks, get vertical, go out for a walk, get the blood pumping, and get really, kind of worked up, feeling good, get the energy going. As Tony Robbins says, change your state. Physically change the location of your body. It will change your mindset. Number 3, count backwards. So start from 100 and count backwards, or pick a number from 0 to 100 and start counting backwards. It will bring you into the present very quickly, and it'll take your mind off of worrying about that future outcome, the goal that you have. And so those are 4, or is it 3? 1, 2, one more. Listen to some music. Put some music on, and something that you really love that makes you energetic, and really get into the vibe. It'll take you out of your head thinking about your goals and get you into a place of being more present and being able to be thoughtful and not so worried. So I'm going to do another video I'm going to do 4 videos on the 4 different aspects of this really valuable content about being a great speaker. So let's get into audience-based. So how many of you have done a presentation and felt like, oh my gosh, they're judging me. I am going to be evaluated on how good of a job I do, and that scares the heck out of me. My stomach is churning. I just feel so self-conscious. I can't bring myself to do this. So that is called audience-based anxiety. So one of the ways that you can, well, there's 3 strategies, but the bigger goal is to desensitize yourself. How do you desensitize that feeling of being judged, being evaluated? You practice. And so you don't just practice in your mind in terms of thinking about it. Yes, that's one way, but we're going to talk about that in a second. But you practice with real words. So if you're doing a presentation, you don't just sort of go over it and make pictures in your mind, but you actually practice your presentation over and over, because of course, you know what they say about muscle memory. The muscles, when you do something a lot, it comes naturally. It's like second nature. That's what muscle memory is. Now we're going to talk about visualization. And that is where, when you visualize, the muscles actually fire as if you're doing the thing. So visualizing yourself, close your eyes and visualize yourself giving this presentation perfectly. Do that over and over, and it will strengthen your ability to put on a great presentation, because your brain will believe you're actually doing it. So practice makes perfect, right? Muscle memory, but also those muscles are actually firing, or the brain synapses are actually firing while you visualize yourself doing this. And unfortunately, I did not write down the name of the app, but I'm looking to getting it. But Matt Abrahams talked about these virtual speech apps that you can get on your phone. And the one that he talked about sounded so cool. You actually maybe have to buy some goggles, but you put these goggles on and you show up magically in like a presentation in a virtual world, and you can practice actually doing your speech and watch yourself doing it at the same time. So how cool is that? I know one of the things is that we never know really how we look until we watch the recording. So how cool would it be for you if you could actually watch yourself in real time doing this and evaluate yourself? I don't know if this app allows you to record it and then play it back later, but I just thought that was so cool. And so having been there for sure myself, and knowing that many of you in the COVID world, right? We're all still, many of us are still virtual. Maybe never go back to in person, and have these anxieties over presenting, both in meeting our goals and also wanting to do a great job and an engaging job that makes people want to stay on. I can tell you, doing videos every day, this is a fear that I have. Am I providing valuable content? Do people want to listen to what I have to say and stay till the end? I hope so. I know that I'm getting better the more I do this. I hope I'm getting better, and I would love your feedback on that. So thanks for tuning in to another edition of The Daily with Christine. This was a fun one. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.